9:30 a.m. on a Monday morning, 11th grade English class. A boy sits in the corner, dying slowly. His life falling away like a funeral song echoing through the wind at night and reaching no one. He used to be alive back when sandboxes and Looney Tunes were his brushstroke, and the only weapon he carried was an open heart filled with chambers of love. Life was simple then and safe. He was alive in middle school too, those awkward years filled with cracking voices and buoyant bus rides, singing along to Tupac and Biggie, awkward yes, but awkward in the way that first kisses stumble over perfection. These days, no one even knows that he's dying. He sits in the corner, resting his head on an empty, perforated page, bathed in fluorescent light, his page gleaming white with its emptiness, and begging for words to cover it in beauty. Sometimes the boy dreams about sandboxes, but these days he carries a shovel instead. When he started high school, he opened his prenatal eyes and gave birth to a sergeant's soul, traded paintbrushes for the kind of soul food that deep fries your childhood and covers your eyes with regrets, dipping paintbrushes in tears and filling canvases with red and blue raindrops, gang signs instead of hugs, and threats instead of songs. 1,000 school bells later, and the boy is dying from within. It's 10 a.m. now, same Monday morning, when the teacher introduces poetry to the class. Rules stumble out of her mouth, spilling form, function, and utter fallacy, failing to reach the boy as he sits there, drowning in rhythm and rhyme until he can't even hear her anymore. His dreams about a land where blue and red bandanas wave like armies in the night, where kids shoot bullets instead of fireworks, painting tags instead of pastels, sending soul-shattering spirits into graveyard crypts made of blood. The boy runs through the city of bulls, carrying spears of sorrow and red capes made of regret, trying to think about sandboxes instead of coffins and lullabies instead of bullet shells, seeing his soul back to the womb, where it's warm and safe, and his eyes can only see the color of water. Suddenly the teacher stops talking and a poet takes center stage. A slam poet. Slamming, the boy wonders, like bodies falling to the floor or car doors closing in a dark alley at night. Slamming, like simmering sinful fault lines of the soul. None of these. The poet begins and a veil lifts from the boy's eyes. All the screaming, maddening darkness melts away like snow before spring. Suddenly it all comes back to him. That sandbox, those Looney Tunes, those moments when life was beautiful. The boy picks up a pen and looks at the perforated page. His eyes are open now for the first time in 1,000 school bells and 100 lost moments. He doesn't feel like sleeping anymore. Instead, he begins to write. Pen strokes singing songs to a blank canvas. Maybe, he thinks, just maybe, life can be beautiful again.